Leadership lessons from the lives of some creatures: the cat, the monkey, the fish, and the tortoise. And when I say these come from the Vedic heritage, I mean this wisdom comes from the ancient Indian tradition. We have a lot of books, we have a lot of works in the Indian tradition which talks on these subjects. I'm not going to tell you what is the exact source, but I'm going to tell you that it comes from a common Vedic heritage source, that is the ancient wisdom of India. We are commonly used to learning leadership lessons from the life of a lion, the tiger, eagles, wolves, and volumes have been written about the leadership styles of these animals. But today we are going to talk about leadership lessons from the lives of the so-called lesser creatures. Lesser creatures, not they are less in any way, lesser creatures because of man's usage of the word lesser creatures. So let's first look at the cat. Okay, in Sanskrit we call it Marjalavat. Marjalavat means like a cat. When a cat delivers its litter, the kitten are blind, they can't fend for themselves. Until they open their eyes, the cat carries them from place to place. It doesn't stay in the same place for 2 successive nights. It moves from place to place, carries it by its mouth, places it in a safe place, and brings it food till the cats are able to open their eyes. Even after they open their eyes, till they are able to move about, until they are able to hunt for their prey, the mother cat brings them food. Now this is a leadership style which some leaders tend to follow. They handhold their wards for quite some time till the ward comes of a certain power and position himself. Many parents do that to bring their children to a certain strong position. They literally handhold and feed them hand and mouth for some time till they come to a certain power, certain position. This is called the cat style of leadership. It's very useful, especially when inductees join your company, when newcomers come into your organization. It's very important to literally handhold them for a few days till they really find out their bearings and come to learn the art and learn the ropes themselves. Now let's look at the next animal which I'm going to talk about. It's called Markatavat. Markata means monkey. Now how does the monkey take care of its little one? The baby monkey holds on to the mother while the monkey jumps from branch to branch. The baby monkey knows one thing, that it has to hold on. If it lets go, it will end up in kingdom come. That's what the baby monkey knows. And the mother monkey goes about doing its job. So this is like learning on the job, where you learn in the form of an internship, where a mentor performs and you stick on to the mentor. We would have found that in the cricket field, when a young batsman makes his debut, and on the other side is a very well-experienced batsman, the young man simply copies or sticks along with the legend, and learns how to play better. In fact, they say way back in the late 50s, there was a young cricketer called Gary Sobers. And when Gary Sobers was batting and he was heading towards his record score of 365 not out, on the other end was a legend called Walcott. And Walcott gave him a lot of strike and helped Gary Sobers beat the record. So when you stick on to a performer as an intern, you learn on the job. This is a style we adopt, especially where skill-oriented learning is very, very important, where you first stick on to the mentor and learn, and thereafter you discover yourself. It's not only in the field of skill development, also in professional, also in management, we have this technique. In fact, when a new CEO takes over, for the first 1 year or so, he is nominated CEO designate, and he works with the current CEO for 1 year or more and learns on the job. He learns along with the performing CEO. So this style is called Markatavat leadership. The third style is called Meenavat. Meenavat means like a fish. Now, how does the fish rear its young? It is said that the fish lays eggs at one point at a place and watches the eggs hatch from a distance. And these eggs hatch, the fish learn to swim, the fish learn to fend for themselves. All along, the mother fish keeps at a safe distance and watches and rushes to help only when the predator is very, very big. Now, we have in south a place called Madurai, where the preceding deity in a temple is Meenakshi. A lot of people say, eyes like Meenakshi. And I don't know how the reference came to your eyes looking like fish. I don't think the fish has beautiful eyes. The fish has round eyes. It doesn't look beautiful. But it means eyes like the fish, the eyes of a fish that can rule from a distance, that can rule by mere sight. So keeping tabs, monitoring from a distance, that's how the fish helps the young grow. It's called Meenavat. In fact, it is recommended that when the wards come of a certain age, it will be wiser if the elders move to a distance. In ancient India, there was a lifestyle called Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means when the young ones come of age and are able to manage their lives themselves, the elders no longer directly take part in the management of their lives. They retire to a distant place. Vana means forest. So they retire not necessarily to a forest. They retire to a distance. And from the distance they monitor the performance and the growth of the young ones. Here the advice is not volunteered by the elder. The advice is given only when they seek help. This style is very, very useful. It's very, very useful in management where you want to develop the middle management into a senior management capacity. It's just good to monitor in the form of either these days when you say you are actually keeping an eye, there can be management information systems, there can be reports which can help you monitor the growth of the middle management evolution into senior management. This is called Meenavat, fish-like management, fish-like leadership. I'm now going to take you to the fourth one. The fourth one is like a tortoise. Now, what does a tortoise do? They say the tortoise sails from waters which are cold, comes to waters which are warm, lays eggs, sees that they are properly protected from predators and sails away. It just sails away. The young ones hatch and learn to swim to the sea or to whatever water. The mother tortoise is never seen in the vicinity. So how does the tortoise keep an eye or monitor the functioning of the young ones? They say it does it sheerly by thought. It is called Kurmavat. It is not just thought of the mother turtle, it's also the young ones. The young ones perhaps remember the lessons taught at the stage when they were being conceived. They learnt instinctively how to fend for themselves. In fact, they say if you go to a seafront and where turtles hatch, and you see how all of them, the hatched turtles, reach the sea. They wait for the sunset because they know during the day the predators are flying about. The predators are there and the turtles form easy pickings. And towards sunset time, one turtle, baby turtle, will venture towards the sea. If it gets picked up by a predator, a hull or a hawk, a gull or a hawk, the other turtle will stay put. They will not move to the sea. The moment one turtle reaches the sea successfully, it is as though a signal that there are no predators and I have successfully made the journey to the sea. And the rest of the turtles will follow. Now, where do they learn these lessons from? It is instinctive. And they also say that these lessons are taught at the conception stage. In the egg itself, they learn these lessons from the mother turtle. And when they come to live their lives, they instinctively do what is good for them. Now, what can you and I learn from these lessons? All of us in our lives need a certain point of time when we need to be handheld. We need to be told what's right and wrong. And the Vedic lifestyle, till the age of 12, the parents literally handhold the child and teach him at home. I am not recommending that we start it right now, but this was a practice that till the age of 12, the child learned things at home, where the parents handheld the child. At the age of 12, the children moved to the Gurukula. They moved to the teacher's house. And in the teacher's house, they were not handheld. They had to learn to do a lot of things themselves. The Guru and the Guru Mata were like they did their job, and these interns learn not only lessons from the Guru, not only Vedic lessons from the Guru, they learn life lessons. They learn to fend for themselves by emulating the Guru. This continued for 12 years. At the age of 25, you cross over from Brahmacharya ashram to Grahasthashram. So when you move to the Grahasthashram, you don't expect your parents to handhold you anymore. You don't expect your guru to handhold you anymore. You learn to live your life wisely with your spouse. You put into play all the lessons that you learned from the age of 5 to 25. But the parents are always in the periphery. The guru is always in the periphery. They monitor you. They know what's happening. And that's a wonderful way to learn to grow. You learn to live your life in an empowered manner, in a wise manner, knowing fully well that emotionally your parents, your guru are available for you. They are no longer available to you to handhold or intern with you. You have to learn your lessons. You have to learn to take the knocks of life. You have to learn to make your life. How long do you lead this life? You lead this life as long as it's necessary, till you come to a stage where tortoise style of leadership starts. Tortoise style of leadership is when your teachers, when your parents are no longer physically or emotionally available to you. The mere thought that they brought you up, that they taught you lessons, and the way they lived their life should be lessons enough for us to be able to live the rest of our lives wisely. And by the time you start leading the life of a tortoise, your children would be ready for Marjalavat life. So what you learnt as a kitten maybe is now try to impart that lesson to the kittens that have come into your life. You are a parent for some. You are guru for some. To those people, you teach Markatavat. I don't want to use the word monkey-like. Okay, because somebody will say monkey, we don't want you monkeying around. Okay, Markatavat. Like the monkey trains its young, we learn to train the people who have come to us as wards. There comes a responsibility in the life of the elders. This is particularly addressed to the elders. Many of us who have grown up children, we no longer tell the children how to lead their lives. All the telling is over. all the education is over. The elder should be mature enough to retreat to a distance and watch the growth of their children, their students. It is not just their children's students. If you are a senior executive in a company and you have had proteges and you have had interns, you have had inductees, this is the time when you no longer do any backseat driving. You have to learn to hand over affairs and business to the next generation. And if there are problems there, obviously you can't continue to handhold a young one. It's not good for the organization, it's not good for the society. It's also a lesson that business organizations need to leave. It's also very important for Raja Dharma to be followed on these lines. The duty of a Raja, the duty of a ruler is to lead the country according to Dharma. It says, Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisha. Mahisha is a ruler, he should rule with justice. It doesn't matter which religion he belongs to, what are his personal beliefs, but what's very important is his adherence to Dharma, his alignment to Dharma. As a person who is leading a country, who is a Raja of the country, there are certain sections of society which need hand-holding. There are certain sections of society which need to be taught how to fend for themselves. After they learn how to fend for themselves, they should be in a position to work by themselves, to take independent decisions, where the senior leadership from a distance watches them grow. Then comes a time where the senior leadership retires and the young leadership, the young blood functions with the mere thought of the elders. An aside remark, I thought, when we see people being nominated to Rajya Sabha, we found the average age 78 to 88. Is it senior citizens' home? I wonder, I don't know. Because it's not the time for senior citizens to sit and rule. It is for the senior citizens to be just available. The lifestyle they led is supposed to inspire the younger generation to be able to lead. We are in the midst of a crisis. It has affected the health of the nation. It has affected the economy of the nation. And everybody talks about what is the government going to do. But should we not think like the fish? The government, what are we going to do? Are we to be handheld? Are we to be fed hand and mouth? This is a thought. This is not an advice. This is not telling you what to do. I'm only leaving a thought with you. Are we supposed to be handheld? Are we not educated? Don't we know what to do? Do we need to have strict supervision? Cannot the mere thought, cannot mere awareness of a certain dharmic requirement lead us onto a proper life? Economic recovery cannot be initiated at the center. Economic recovery policies can be made at the center. Economic recovery has to be initiated at the grassroots. Each one has to produce. Each one has to get commerce into motion. Each one has to learn to function without greed. Each one has to function with a national or with a patriotic national fervor. It is not that we get orders. We are no longer children to be handheld. It's time to take responsibility. It's time to become fish. It's time to become tortoise. So let's remember these lessons. A time has come. There will be a time when we are handheld. There will be a time when somebody will hold our hand and walk along with us, teach us how to walk. But the time has to come when we don't need backseat driving, where we don't need monitoring. The mere thought, the mere inspiration provided by the elders, by wise people, not just in our country, worldwide, should be able to inspire us. I thought that's a message I'll share with you this early evening. Hope it's useful for you. You could put it in the comment section what you feel about it. And if you'd like to talk to me, you can always message me on Facebook and also on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram. I would like to share thoughts with you. India has a very rich demographic advantage. We have 65% of our population under the age of 35. That means we can work without being handheld. We can work by mere distant supervision. We are at a very big advantage, and this last 3 months has taught us a lot of lessons. If we can turn India around, you and I can turn, not I, you can turn India around, the youngsters can turn India around. We can have a great country. The West is no longer relevant. India has a potential. We have 65% of people under 35 years of age. We have an English educated workforce. And in spite of so many migrants walking back, there was no rioting. Nobody threw stones. Nobody burnt buses. Lakhs of people walked home. Do we understand there is an inherent dharma in the system? Where did this dharma come? The sheer thought that some elders left it is this dharma has made a big difference. The migrants are not very educated, but they knew what was dharma. No, nothing happened on the nobody. It is not like what's happening in the US today. There's no rioting, there's no looting. So let's remember these lessons. India has a great future. Yeah, if like you said, if you have questions, please do key it in there, because I have got about another 5 minutes. I'll try and answer these questions. If you can key in your questions, I'll try and answer them. But you could still always reach out to me on my Facebook page, on my inbox. I'd love to talk to all of you.
Mahalakshmi says, I felt that I was attending the satsang after a long time. It was really good, especially the topics.
Thank you. Thank you, Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi is like my own sister. She attends my satsang in Chennai. I'm so happy you could tune in.
This is Vijay, Ashwin Vijay. You're speaking exactly how my life should have been and the issues I'm facing from parents and relatives. Ashwin Vijay.
Ashwin Vijay was my student at the IFBI. I remember you, Ashwin. You've always been a very bright guy. You're a very bright guy, very intelligent. I'm sure you will make it big. Your time is just around the corner, maybe.
Okay. Maybe you can just summarize them.
So, the 4 styles, a quick summary. Like the cat, marjalavat, your hand held, fed, hand and mouth. Markatavat, where you learn to hold on and learn by the way your teacher, your mentor conducts his life. Meenavat, you function on your own with the knowledge that the mentor knows what you are doing, he watches you. The 4th, Kurmavat, you know the tortoise is available somewhere in the psychological perimeter of your life. He or she has inspired you. The mere thought that in your life was such a person makes you function effectively. So these are the 4 styles. This can be used in our personal lives, in our professional lives. Thank you very much for being with me. Have a very nice day. Thank you.